A woman demanded I give her a free hotel room because I'm an influencer and my followers will make you famous. When I refused, she threw a tantrum in the lobby and screeched, "I'll ruin this hotel online." My boss whispered we should comp her stay to avoid bad press. I pulled out my phone, started recording, and said, "Then let's see what your followers think about this." I worked the front desk at a mid-range hotel in Phoenix, Arizona. Not a luxury spot, not a dump either, just a clean, quiet place where people crash during conventions, road trips, or business visits. I've been here for 6 years. I've seen it all: angry customers, shady couples, families that treat the lobby like their living room. But this woman? She took the cake. It started around 4 p.m. We were fully booked. Every room. Not one left. I had the little sign out on the counter, "No vacancy" in bold black letters. My shift was steady, nothing out of the ordinary. Then she walked in. Late 20s, maybe early 30s. Blonde extensions, white crop top, ripped jeans that looked more fashion than function, and heels way too tall for Arizona sidewalks. She had sunglasses on inside, the kind with mirrored lenses that take up half your face. She held her phone in one hand like it was a weapon. She walked up and didn't say hi. "I'm here for my complimentary room," she said. I stared at her for a beat. "Name?" I asked, thinking maybe someone booked it for her. She gave me a fake laugh. "No reservation. I'm an influencer." I waited. She didn't explain further. Just stood there like I was supposed to snap to attention. "I promote local businesses," she said slowly, like I was dumb. "I have over 100,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok. If you comp my room, I'll do a post. I tag the hotel. You'll get exposure." I've had a few influencers pull this kind of move before. We don't do influencer trades. Our manager tried that years ago, and all we got was some shaky footage of our lobby posted with a filter over it. No new bookings. No actual business came from it. I gave her a polite smile. "Sorry, we don't do complimentary stays for social media. And we're fully booked tonight." That's when she changed. Her mouth dropped open. She looked offended, like I'd just told her she smelled bad. "You don't understand," she said. "I'm offering you something. This is mutual. I do this all the time." I told her again. "We're full. There's nothing I can give you even if I wanted to." She stepped back and started talking into her phone, recording. "Okay, guys, so I'm at this hotel in Phoenix and they just refused to comp me. Like, can you believe that? They clearly don't understand how influencer marketing works. This place is trash anyway. Honestly, look at this ugly lobby." She turned her phone and filmed the lobby. Our nice cactus-themed artwork. The desert stone floors. The free coffee station. She called it cheap-looking. She turned back to me and snapped, "You're going to regret this." I stood there, saying nothing. Then she went louder. "I have influence. I will ruin you online." People in the lobby started turning their heads. An older couple stopped mid-check-in. A businessman with a suitcase paused by the elevator. That's when my boss, Jordan, walked out of the office behind me. He's one of those peacekeeper types. Hates conflict. He leaned in and whispered to me, "Let's just comp her for one night. We can't risk a scene going viral." I stared at him. This woman was already making a scene. I didn't say anything. I just pulled out my phone. If she wanted to play that game, I could play too. I hit record. "Ma'am," I said, loudly enough so the people in the lobby could hear. "You're demanding a free room that we don't offer. You're threatening to ruin us online because you didn't get your way. Would you like to say anything else on record?" She turned red fast. "Are you recording me?" she yelled. "Yes," I said. "You're in a public space. Arizona is a one-party consent state. You're threatening my workplace, and I want this documented." She lunged toward the counter, pointing her phone at me now too. "You're going to be sorry. You're being so rude to a content creator." Now guests were really watching. Phones came out. Someone from the breakfast area peeked over. She shouted, "Everyone will hear about this. I'll make sure your Yelp and Google reviews tank." My boss looked like he wanted to crawl into the break room fridge. I kept the camera on her and said, "Say it again." Tell them what you're going to do to our business, because we wouldn't give you something for free. She tried to grab her purse and storm out, but not before tripping over one of the rugs and letting out a very dramatic, almost cartoon-like scream. She didn't fall, but it added to the chaos. Once she was gone, I saved the video to my cloud. And then something weird happened. A woman in her 50s came up to the counter. "Good for you," she said. "These people think the world owes them something. I'm going to leave you guys a good review just for handling that like you did." By the next day, she had posted the incident online. Only the video she posted was edited, showing only the parts where I was recording her and not her tantrum. She captioned it with, "Hotel refuses to accommodate influencer. Staff member threatens me instead." She was clearly hoping people would take her side. But I had the full version. I posted mine. It blew up. Comments poured in from people saying they worked in retail or hospitality and had experienced the same thing. A few other hotel workers even messaged me saying they had dealt with her before. It didn't take long before someone found her real name and her account history. She had done this in at least 3 other cities. She got free meals, spa visits, and in one case, a car rental, all by threatening to badmouth businesses unless they gave her what she wanted. But this time, she picked the wrong place. And I wasn't done. A few hours after I posted the full video, things started moving fast. I didn't expect it to blow up the way it did. My version hit over 100,000 views by midnight. Comments were flying in. Some were from people just sick of influencer culture. Others were from folks in service jobs thanking me for standing my ground. But the most interesting ones came from people who recognized her. Someone linked to a thread from a chef in San Diego. Same woman, same demand, a free tasting menu in exchange for a post. When the chef said no, she left a nasty review, and it tanked his rating for weeks. Another was a hair salon in Vegas. She threatened to ruin them, too, after they refused to dye her hair for free. A third was from a boutique in Austin, same script, different city. One comment really stuck out. It said, "She scammed my cousin. Told her she'd promote her handmade bags. Took 3 for free. Never posted a thing." By morning, I had emails from a local news station and a podcast that covers service industry drama. They wanted interviews. I let my manager handle that part, but it was clear, this wasn't just about one rude customer. This was a pattern. That's when things got even more intense. Around noon the next day, she came back. I was working the desk again. Lobby was quiet. I saw her walk in through the glass doors, holding her phone again. She had a friend this time. Tall guy in joggers and a hoodie, probably a boyfriend or something. He had a GoPro strapped to his chest. She walked up like nothing had happened. "I need to speak to your manager," she said. I didn't move. "You're banned from this property," I said. "You caused a disruption yesterday, and we have video. The police will be called if you don't leave." She smirked. "You think this is over," she said. "You posted a video of me without permission. That's illegal. My lawyer is going to eat you alive." I didn't say anything. Just reached under the desk and pressed the silent alarm button we keep for situations like this. It notifies security without a sound. Then her friend stepped forward and said, "You messed with the wrong person. You think internet clout works in your favor? You don't know who you're dealing with." Guests were already starting to notice. A couple waiting for check-in stood up. A family looked nervous near the vending machines. My boss walked out again. This time, he looked different. Confident. Probably had seen the viral boost overnight and all the support we were getting online. "Leave the property now," he said clearly. She glared. "This isn't over. I will sue." Security arrived about 10 seconds later. 2 big guys in blue shirts. Calm, but ready. They asked her and her boyfriend to leave immediately or face trespassing charges. After some yelling and more empty threats, they finally walked out. Still filming. Still shouting. But it didn't stop there. That evening, a 1-star review popped up on every site you can think of: Google, Yelp, TripAdvisor. All from dummy accounts. Same language, same lies. Rude staff, unsafe environment. I was harassed. We knew it was her. Then her followers started chiming in. Some were real. Some were probably fake. The hotel's Facebook page was hit with messages, DMs, even voice messages threatening to expose us. One message said, "I hope your hotel burns down." Another called me a jealous, bitter loser. I kept all the screenshots. We had our IT guy trace the IP addresses of the spammy reviews. Most linked back to the same region where she lived. A lawyer from corporate was brought in. This wasn't just a customer dispute anymore. It was targeted harassment. 3 days after it all started, something wild happened. A woman walked into the hotel asking for me by name. She looked tired. Had a folder in her hand. "Are you the guy who posted the influencer video?" she asked. I said yeah, cautiously. She handed me the folder. Inside were printed screenshots, photos, and emails. And a business card. "I'm from a law firm in Scottsdale," she said. "You're not the only one. We're building a case." Turns out this woman, the influencer, was already being watched. For months. Multiple complaints had been made, but no one had enough solid evidence. Until now. That video? It became part of an official report. So did the one-star reviews. So did the messages and threats. Everything she thought would make her look powerful actually made the case stronger. Still, the hotel chain's corporate office was nervous. They didn't want any more bad press. They told us to stop engaging, stop posting. But the damage was already done. She'd stirred up something bigger than herself. And I wasn't done either. Because in the middle of all this, one of her former friends reached out to me privately. She had screenshots, DMs, planning texts, even voice notes, where the influencer bragged about how easy it was to manipulate businesses. I just act super confident and they give me whatever I want. She sent me everything. The messages from her former friend weren't just screenshots of her bragging. They revealed something else. She had a system. A whole plan. She didn't just show up randomly at businesses and throw tantrums. She targeted them. She'd scout places on Google Maps and Instagram first, looking for businesses with average to low review scores. Then she'd hit them with an offer that sounded like free promotion. If they said no, she'd create chaos, record a scene, cut it to make her look like the victim, and blast it on her pages. The friend who messaged me, her name was Rosa, said she used to help her stage some of the tantrums. That boyfriend with the GoPro? Sometimes not even her real boyfriend. Just actors or other influencers looking for clout. Rosa was over it. Said she felt guilty, especially after seeing my video. She'd seen how far her former friend would go, but now it felt real. Legal real. There was more. In one of the screenshots, the influencer bragged about planting fake reviews in exchange for money. She was working with a shady PR guy in Los Angeles who offered reputation damage services. If a business didn't pay for a post, she'd pay him to tank their ratings using bots and burner accounts. That hit hard. It wasn't just a loud, annoying woman anymore. This was calculated. I forwarded the whole thing to the law firm from Scottsdale. The lawyer called me the next day. He sounded excited in the kind of way lawyers do when they know they've got someone pinned. Then it escalated again. The influencer posted a video claiming she was being stalked by me. She cried on camera. Said I was harassing her and doxing her. Claimed I had sent menacing messages and that she feared for her safety. It was all fake, but it was enough to rile up her followers again. I had to turn off my personal social media. My sister got a weird DM from one of her fans. My mom got a prank call. I stayed quiet. Let the lawyer handle it. But Jordan, my boss, was rattled. He said corporate was getting cold feet. They wanted to settle. Offer her a hush payment. I told him absolutely not. We'd done nothing wrong. She was lying. I had the proof. She needed to be held accountable. He didn't argue. I think he was just tired. Then one night, around 2 a.m., I was still awake scrolling through comments on our hotel's Yelp page. A new review popped up, but it was different. Longer. More thoughtful. It was from someone claiming to be a former hotel worker in Florida who had an almost identical experience. The same woman. The same exact words. "I'll ruin this place online." She linked to a video she'd recorded, same tantrum, same "I'm an influencer" speech, same threats. That's when it hit me. She had done this so many times, in so many places, that her act wasn't just recognizable, it was rehearsed. I reached out to the Florida woman and told her what was happening. She sent me her video, her incident report, and copies of the hate messages she'd gotten afterward. I compiled everything into one long document. Sent it to the lawyer. A few days later, Rosa messaged me again. She was nervous. Said she'd been contacted by someone using a fake account asking questions about what she told me. She thought it might be the influencer, trying to figure out who was leaking info. I told her not to reply to anything, and she didn't. Then I got a weird message on my work email. No subject. Just a single line. "You should have just comped the room." It was anonymous, but I knew exactly who it was. Still, I didn't respond. Because things were moving behind the scenes now. Fast. The law firm was preparing to take everything public. Not just a civil suit, they were building a criminal harassment and defamation case. Turns out, if you intentionally target a business to destroy its reputation for personal gain, and you do it across state lines, that can fall under federal law. The lawyer told me to sit tight, but part of me didn't want to. Because there was one last twist I hadn't shared with anyone yet, not even the lawyer. In one of Rosa's old screenshots, I found a draft of a message the influencer had written but never sent. It was to someone named Erica S. I recognized the name. She was the general manager at a small luxury spa resort in Sedona. I remembered her from a conference. She'd told me over drinks once about a young woman who came in demanding free treatments for exposure, then left a massive online smear campaign when they said no. The resort had lost thousands in bookings over the next few weeks. She didn't have proof, just a hunch that it was targeted. Now I had the missing piece. The influencer had planned that one too. I still haven't told Erica, or the press, or the lawyer. But I will. Because now, it's not about one hotel or one employee anymore. It's not just about defending my job. It's about exposing everything. A week passed. The online noise died down a little, but I knew it was the quiet before something big. The lawyer called again. They were ready to file. He said the evidence we had, my video, the screenshots, Rosa's info, the stories from other victims, was more than enough. The influencer was going to be served with a civil lawsuit and a restraining order. But I had one more move left. I drove to Sedona on my day off. Found Erica at her resort. Told her everything. Showed her the screenshot, the video, the evidence. She sat there in silence for a long time. Then she stood up, went to her office, and came back with a folder. Inside were printouts of threatening messages, bad reviews, and a letter her company had received demanding a settlement to stop the bad press. It was from a media consultant with no real name. Same PR guy. She handed it to me and said, "Use it." I sent it all to the lawyer. The next day, something wild happened. The influencer went live. Her face was puffy, like she'd been crying. She was shaking, angry. Said her haters were trying to ruin her life. She started naming names. Mine, Rosa's, even Erica's. She blamed everyone but herself. "I've done nothing wrong," she said. "They're just jealous because I built something. I built an empire. And they want to destroy it." She didn't know it yet, but that live video was the last nail in her own coffin. The lawyer used her rant as evidence in the restraining order. It showed harassment, threats, and reckless behavior. He filed everything that day. Then the news picked it up. The local station ran the story first, then a national one. Then a YouTuber made a 20-minute breakdown with all the clips, screenshots, and receipts. That video hit over 2 million views in 3 days. People stopped defending her. Her accounts got flagged. Sponsors dropped her. Even the PR guy deleted his page. But that wasn't the end. 2 weeks later, the lawyer called again. I could hear the excitement in his voice. "You're going to want to see this," he said. He forwarded me a copy of the lawsuit. 28 businesses had joined in. Hotels, restaurants, salons, a gym, a dentist's office. even a car rental company. All of them had been harassed, manipulated, or lied about by the same woman. They were suing her together. Massive damages. Enough to bankrupt someone twice over. She tried to fight it. Claimed she was being targeted because she was a woman, because she was successful, because of cancel culture. None of it worked. The court ordered her accounts frozen until the case was done. She had to surrender her passport. And she was banned from contacting any of the people involved. But here's the twist, the part that still sticks with me. I made a mistake, too. Not during the incident, not in court, but after the fact. When all the praise started pouring in, I got cocky. I started giving interviews. Took credit. Told the story like I was a hero. I even joked about it on a podcast, called her Discount Kardashian. That clip got out. People turned on me for a bit. Said I was enjoying her downfall too much. Said I was being cruel. And honestly, they weren't wrong. I let it go to my head. I stopped seeing her as a person and started seeing her as a punchline. And that's when I realized revenge feels good for a moment. But holding on to it too long, it eats at you. I backed off. Deleted the interviews. Stayed quiet. Let the lawsuit speak for itself. Months later, the court ruled in our favor. She lost. Big. Fined for damages. Banned from promoting businesses online unless she clearly disclosed every deal. She had to make public apologies to every business in the suit. She did. Half-hearted, pre-written, and dead-eyed. But it didn't matter. Her influence was gone. The girl who once demanded free hotel rooms for exposure now couldn't even get into a Holiday Inn. And me? I still work the desk. Still pour the coffee. But when someone asks if we offer free rooms for influencers, I just smile and point to the sign we hung behind the counter. It says, "We accept Visa, MasterCard, and reality checks." Underneath is a small framed photo. It's a paused frame from my video. Her, mid-scream, frozen in time. And behind her, me, calm, holding my phone, ready. Justice didn't need to be loud. It just needed to be seen.